Isn't the producer the most exciting role in producing an animated film?
Exactly. Why do they want to meet these directors? No. What do they do? No, I love producing at Pixar. For me, I love that opportunity because you get to be part of everything. I've always loved this role. You get to help build a team. You get to help solve technical problems with the supervisors, but you also get to be involved in all the creative and be partner to director. So I love it. I do think it's the best job at Pixar.
Are you a tyrant or are you a collaborator?
Sometimes, no. I would hope that I'm a collaborator. I think I pride myself in following Ed Catmull's advice of, hiring everyone that's smarter than you. So I have amazing teams. I have great faith in them. I think that Pixar is really a place that we all have the same goal of making the best film possible, while also protecting everyone and making sure that everyone's having a great experience working there. There are tough deadlines for sure, but everyone there is a pro. And yeah, I pride myself on being a collaborator and being really proud of my team.
It must be hard because there's a saying that Pixar films are not they are not finished; they are just released.
Yeah.
As a producer, that must be. Is it a nightmare or is it a dream come true?
I think it's a dream come true, but there are days that it's difficult, to be honest, because you are chasing both goals. You have a production deadline, but you do want it to be the best film you can. I think the best thing there is that that's the conversation at all times with the executives and the team. The team will say to you, you can throw away this work if it's not working. We understand our shared goal is a great film. And for this film, I think, again, when you're screening these films, there's always a moment when it's not working. But to see the film come together at the end and to see everyone's work and to know that it was getting better and better and reaching that goal of the great film we wanted to, there's nothing more satisfying than that.
You have to present that to the Brain Trust now
Yeah.
and over the period of, I think, all 6 months, something like that.
Yes. Yes.
So you have, on the one side, you have to guide the directors, help the directors.
Yes.
And on the other side, you have to defend those people against the Brain Trust and stay true to the vision.
Yeah.
You must be everywhere.
It's a constant balance, right? Because there's moments where you want to hear the feedback. Maybe there are ideas that can make the film better, but there are other times where the feedback isn't helpful. It's not the movie we're making. So I think, again, one of the huge benefits of Pixar, of everyone being in the same building, is you are talking to everyone all the time. You're constantly talking, get everyone on the same page, trying to set goals together. But yes, that's almost your entire job, is just going around and talking to everyone to make sure everyone has what they need to make the best film and to meet these milestones, hear what the Brain Trust has, and try to collectively get on the same page for the next Brain Trust so the film is constantly moving forward.
Yeah, that was my question earlier, that getting everyone on the same page to say no to so many ideas.
Yeah.
It would break my heart to see somebody come up with a great idea and then, oh no, that's not possible.
Yeah. Not possible is rarely something that I will say. I will say, let's try it, we can do it. But if it's not the right answer, or the director doesn't resonate with it, then I feel great saying it. But we have a high tolerance. Quite late in this project, the beginning of the film was kind of reconceived less than 2 months before we were finished. But it was such a great idea, that prologue with the planetarium and everything. And it was like, we can do this. This is going to make the film better. And so we're always striving for whatever can make the film the best film it can be.
A striking image of the star sky and the door. And it's a gray door with a gray reality behind it. I thought, what a great idea.
Yeah.
To tell a story.
Thank you.
I love the world building. I love the storytelling. I love the character design. I like the arcs. It's very readable. To come up with a character with no eyes and no eyebrows to read the character, that must have been challenging.
It is a challenge. And again, I mean, this is why you are building the team with these people, because that is a crazy idea to say to an animator, you're going to have no eyes, no eyebrows for all of these expressions, as you know. But instead, they embrace it and they're excited. And for me, Gordon ends up being one of the most emotive characters we have. And so those are the creative challenges that we're always trying to find for ourselves. And again, allow people enough time to solve those problems so it does work. Because if it didn't work, then we would have to reset, right? We want everything to work for the film. But I think that they more than, dealt with that challenge. In fact, he's an amazing character.
When you showed us the early concepts, the scribbles of Elio, it seems he started to be a more Western character, and now you somehow turned it into an anime style.
Oh,
Visually.
yeah,
Was
interesting.
this consciously done, or is anime the ruling animation medium nowadays?
It's yeah, it's so interesting. I hadn't thought about the anime influence, but I see what you're saying. I think he's a little closer to like more traditional Pixar, but I think that I would say that was not a conscious thing. But Adrian, Maddie, and Domi are directors that have grown up a little bit more influenced by anime, so you might see that peeking through.
Shape and the
Yeah.
big eyes.
Very big eyes.
I think very classical.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of discussion. No, I'm sure you're right. It's an element, but like even like Luca or how close we would be to these other styles. But yeah, I don't know that anime was a direct reference that we talked about, but I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm always looking for eye candy, the new eye candy in the film.
Totally.
I remember the first time seeing the City of the Dead in Köln.
Yes.
The moment when the camera
On the bridge.
turns and you see the,
Absolutely.
And
So
my
beautiful.
heart stops. Let me see the picture. You seem to come up with the idea the whole thing is eye candy. And the moment you go into the communiverse, I would like to ask, in earlier years, the technical things followed the imagination. Nowadays, it seems you can now explore storytelling and world building because you can rely on the technical side so much.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is like the technical tools make it easier for us to build these big worlds, which I would agree with. And but I hope that we're always hand in hand. I think the Communiverse, wanting this to be Elio's wish fulfillment of going to the Communiverse, makes us want it to be this magical place, this wish fulfillment. And we would reference the Land of the Dead quite a bit because when you see Miguel see that, right, you feel what he feels. But hopefully we're always hand in hand with those and not letting technology drive the story at Pixar. I think the best is when we're having this healthy tension between the two so that it always serves the story. But it is easier, you're right.
No, I love that because now I was amazed how you shift the focus, and in the first moment when we see him the first time under the table, you have the background out of focus, and then you have the mother in focus, and then the people coming in front, and the depth of field is amazing. I love the lighting.
I love the lighting.
The colors coming up in the night. I thought, you know how to use your tools in a way that makes me, I want to see more.
That's great to hear. I think it's one of the most beautiful films we've ever made. Harley Jessup, Jordan Rempel's lighting, director of photography. It's just a beautiful film.
If there is anything in the pipeline you like most, which part would that be?
Oh, wow.
Is it pre-production? What is the most exciting thing for you as a producer?
I think I'll go back to, like, I do love being able to go to everything. Maybe I'm greedy as a producer, but when you're in story meetings coming up with the ideas, you're like, this is the best part. And then you're recording actors who are bringing something. You're like, this is the best part. Then you're at Annam Dailies, everyone's talking, it's this magical time, or you're seeing the lighting the first time, or you're just at scoring. And that's amazing. So, I do truly love the whole process. I don't know that I have one particular time because it is this collaborative thing where everyone is building on top of each other. And that's kind of the magic of it for me.
I have one last question allowed. I'm allowed to.
Okay.
I would like to. I have no idea if you can answer that, but in recent weeks, the development of artificial intelligence inside the industry is shocking. Where is Pixar? What is your point of view regarding the use of AI in animated films? I'm back and forth because I would like to have those films not in 5 years, but I would like to have it next week. But on the other hand, I see the process, and the process seems to be endangered now.
I think for me, I love working at Pixar because we're always pursuing authentic storytelling, which is, and again, like for me, I think Pixar is at its best when we're telling stories that argue something about what it is to be human. And I think Pixar is one of the few places that every single person is under one roof making these films together. And each frame you see of a Pixar film has been hand touched by so many artists. And so that's what we think is the best way of storytelling. I joked, someone said to me yesterday, I thought the future was like, technology was going to be our robots to clean our house, not to tell our stories. And so for me, art, movies, the most satisfying moment for me of seeing a movie is when I'm surprised and I feel emotion. And it's something about human connection. And so I believe those stories are best going to be told by storytellers at Pixar. So
film is an empathy machine.
yes, that's wonderful. I'm going to steal that, Jan. It's an empathy machine. I hope so. Yes.